Hello everyone and welcome back here to another video on my YouTube channel World War II Achterhoek. Today we will take a look at another item of my World War II collection. First there is a update on the collection on the M4, the German Wehrmacht uniform. That's that I have now a eye strap. That's this, well, a kind of belt thing around the body. Of course reproduction, because original is not to do for me. It's way too much overpriced for me as a student. But I'm really happy to have this uniform. Now the only thing I have to do now is take a K98 belt for the K98 that would go around the uniform, and of course a helmet. But that's for the uniform for now. Today we will take a look at the number 7 in my collection, one of the best items I have to offer in my collection. I'm really proud to own this piece of history, and in such a good condition also. It's the British Mills bomb, also the British Mills hand grenade. It's number 36, so it's from 1936 design. But of course the previous designs of this hand grenade were also to see in World War I, but this one is a World War II example and all full original. And I will well, take it apart and get you all the details, and at the end of this video there will be a professional video with some history of the Mills bomb and also how to put it in use and how they used it back in the days. It's a really interesting video, so stay tuned and I will see you guys at the next clip. So, well, here it is. The British number 36 British Mills bomb, also the hand grenade of the British Army during World War I and World War II, but this one is a 1936 design. So it's this one is used during World War II. Of course it's deactivated, it's not charged with explosives. I will also show you that, because I will take the entire hand grenade totally apart and put it also back together, so you can see what parts are in it and how it functions. And as I said, at the end of the video there will be a professional video with some history and practical information about the grenade. Well, there are some components already that you can take apart. Like here you have the base plug. That's where the pin would hit the base plug and then will go set the charge, the powder trace. And then here at the front there you have a compartment for the powder, for the black powders to explode, because it's a pineapple grenade, so all of these pieces would fly around to hit the enemy. Of course that's not always what's happened, and to see what kind of a mission you are. If you are on a battlefield and you want some big explosions because you already have been exposed to the enemy, you could put this full of black powder and you have a quite big explosion. But if this one is for something like a secret agent or something like it could be possible, then you could take this open and get some powder out, so that the explosion was way less hard, and that is also not so loud for the enemy to hear, but of course it was not that effective. But what also was really much used is that they would take this out, and the powder would be used to create fire when they are at the base camp. It could be. I will now take this part out and I will show you how it looks like. So I will now unscrew this piece here, and you can see that it is completely empty. Haven't done this for a long time actually. So now it's off. This is how the piece looks like when it's off the grenade. So this is a British Mills grenade screw for the powder compartment, and now you can take a small look inside the grenade, and you can also see that it's completely empty. There's some sand in it, because this one was only transported, and with transport it would be sometimes used to be filled with sand. So yeah, that's still in there. Alright, I will screw it now back on and later back off, because I have now charged the spring for you guys, so you could see how it would be if the pin was pulled and the grenade was thrown, because the only time that this one explodes is when you released the grenade and this handle would fly off. That could be only done when you pull the pin. You still have it in your hand, so it would be still safe to, well, have it. But at the moment you throw it, the handle would fly around, and this piece right here would go straight in the grenade and hit the powder charge and, well, set the charge so it would explode. So I will go do that now for you. This would be a once time only. So I will pull the pin, and you will see that this one goes in the grenade, and this pen would fly around in my room right here. So take a close look because this is pretty cool. So as I said, you would pull the pin, the safety pin. Now it's back, and you can see already that it's want to go, because the spring in here is pushing this back. This is the safety pin. Alright, I will now let go of the handle, and it would fly around in my room. So watch this, guys. There it was go. I will take a look for it at the moment. Now the grenade is gone off. In something like 4 seconds I thought it would explode, but of course it's not set, it would not explode. Well, what we have now is the screw right here and the base plug. I will now unscrew the base plug. That could just done by hand, but back in the World War II days it would come with a piece of, well, what was it, equipment, so yeah. The base plug is pretty solid, pretty thick, and at the back there is some information on it, like dates, which kind of grenade you have, but this one isn't in a really quite good shape. It's almost unreadable, but there still are some numbers on it. And what you have now is the pin that would stroke down, and the spring. It would look like this. This is the spring. I normally have it out the grenade, so it would not well bend, and it would still be in good shape. As you could saw just when I pulled the grenade, it still works really good. And this is the pin. This is the place where the handle would go in, and this is the piece that strikes on the powder charge. Now you can take a look inside the grenade, and you will see this is where the big hole in the middle is where the pin would go through and hit the charge, and in this small hole right next to it, that would be the place where the charge was, and that would give a small explosion, and the small explosion would ignite the big explosion. I also could take out for you. Like that. There you have it. Well, what we are now left with is an empty shell. This is just an empty Mills bomb. You can now completely see here, I can close this, it's now completely empty, it's just a shell. And where we are left with is this piece. And you can see this is the piece that's on the top, is where the charge was, and the big one is where the pin would go through and ignite the charge. There are also still some markings on it, including some numbers. really interesting piece of history here. I got it from a friend of mine, and he was having an internship at a old lady, and for one kind of reason the old lady had this in her room, so I think she had some kind of affair with a British soldier, and that he left it here or something, I think like that. I will take also the screw once again off, so you have completely part for part the grenade, because it's in completely deassembled state right here. These are all the parts: the base plug, the pin. This is where the pin would go through in which hold the charge, but I don't have the charge, of course, because that would be dangerous. Then we have here the screw, the safety pin, and the spring, and of course I have the handle, but I have to search for that because it's laying somewhere here in my room. I'm going to look for it now and come back at you guys. Well, I found the handle. This is the handle, the last piece that I have that would go around the grenade. As you can see, this one fits in the pin, so it would hold the pin like this. Well, of course it's now disassembled, but I could also get it back, all the pieces back together, so that's what we're gonna do right now. Let's start with something simple, like again the screw for the powder. I could screw that quite easily on again, like that. Now the charge holder, this, back in. This grenade is in actually a really good shape. There's still some paint, some paint rests on it. Like here on the sides you have some red paint, and that would be a XXX. And that means for the army that it's a high explosive. So they would know. It's on both sides, so you could here see some, and here are also some XXX. And around the grenade here in the middle, it's really hard to see, but there's some green paint. There would be a green belt around the grenade from paint. I don't know why that was, but I know that it's original, and that is still visible, so that's really nice for me actually. And this was so actually a gift to me, because I have, in my opinion, paid nothing for this grenade. It's really a nice thing to have in my collection, and it's just a gift for my collection. But I have paid him some, but he wanted that. I've paid him €5, and that's absolutely not a fair price to pay here for, because I don't know what the price is around these things now, but I know they are quite rare to find, because this is an item that would normally explode and not be for display or something. Of course there are some, but quite rare to find, and I'm really happy I could have an item like this in my collection. Normally the spring would also go in this, like it had when it go off, but I don't do that right now because I want the spring have in a good condition, and I have the spring in a separate ammo crate, so I know the spring would be not bent the time I will not use this one. So I will keep the spring for what it is for now, and only put the pin back in the grenade. As you can see, when I put the pin in, it would come back there at the end. As you can see, it's now back here. And now I would put the handle in it, so it would not go anywhere. Like this. And the only thing you have now is the safety pin. It would go back here in. And the base plug. That's just screwed by hand. Like this. And there you have it, a British NO36 hand grenade. The Mills bomb, invented by William Mills. He was a golf player And well, the world actually needed him because the British Army didn't have a real good grenade, and they asked him if he could well, get up to something and know some who could invent a good hand grenade, and he came up with the Mills bomb, that's named after William Mills. A really good invention, but it's not that. Well, there are some negative points at this grenade because, like in comparison with the German stick grenade, this one is not so good to throw or not so far. Something like 15 yards, I thought it would be. And a German grenade could something like 40 yards be thrown, so that's double like the Mills grenade. But it was really effective one, and it was a real killer on the battlefields during World War II. Well, actually that's the video for now. I hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something, or maybe have seen what you were looking for. And as always, stay tuned on my channel. There will be coming more World War II videos up, like metal detecting and things like my World War II collection with items. And I will see you guys at the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.
All nations manufacture their own grenades, but 2 World War I designs would come to the fore as supreme killing machines. The defensive Mills bomb and offensive German stick grenade would go on to fight through 2 world wars. The Mills bomb was the brainchild of a British golf club manufacturer, Sir William Mills. Its cast iron shell concealed an innovative firing mechanism. A pin held a spring-loaded lever in place. As long as the lever was held down, the grenade was safe. Pulling the pin and throwing the grenade released the lever, causing the striker to hit the timer fuse. Safe and simple to handle, the Mills bomb would inspire countless other defensive pineapple grenades.